Republicans get a massive redistricting victory in the state of Louisiana. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time to talk about the 2024 congressional elections, because Republicans have been taking L after L after L when it comes to redistricting. I mean, think about it. Outside of the state of New York, when was the last time Republicans took a significant victory on redistricting? I'm being serious. You can't answer last time because it's been years. It's been a struggle for years now. But it appears that Republicans finally got a victory as the state of Louisiana, their brand new congressional map that effectively gave Democrats a free House seat, as of now, has been thrown out. Yeah, the new House map in the state of Louisiana, as of now, is not the current map. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated, and yeah. Now, let us get into it because finally, it's been years outside of New York. We have been taking L after L after L when it comes to redistricting. We have been waiting for years for some kind of victory. And granted, this might be a temporary win, it may not hold, but as of now, there is a chance that Republicans could get a significantly better map in Louisiana. A new congressional map giving Louisiana a second majority black House district was rejected Tuesday by a panel of 3 federal judges, feeling new uncertainty about district boundaries as the state prepares for fall congressional elections. So for those that don't know, the reason that they're still fighting over the congressional maps is because, unlike every other state, primaries in the state of Louisiana take place actually on election day, and the runoffs are, a month later. So it's not like every other state where, you have a primary on both sides. It's like the jungle primary in California, but instead of it being in March, April, June, whatever, it's in November. And technically the general is in December. That's why we can still have a debate over the congressional maps in Louisiana, because we're still months away. The filing deadline, I don't think, is till like July. So that's why it's still possible for Republicans to get a better map in the state. The 2-1 ruling forbids the use of a new map drawn up in January by the legislature after a different federal judge blocked a map from 2022. The earlier map maintained a single black majority district and 5 mostly white districts in a state with a population that is about 1/3 black. And that's what the stink is about. Of course, Section 2. The nonsense from the 60s where, you have to have redistricting based off of race. That's effectively what this means. People should be against this. I don't get why many Democrats, well, I do know why, because it benefits them, but I guarantee you if this hurt Democrats where, they redistricted based off of race, they would vote to repeal it in 5 milliseconds. The fact the Republicans refuse to go after Section 2 is pathetic. Why are we still redistricting based off of race? Why? There's no reason for it. There are so many different ways you can redistrict, like based off of community of interest. You don't have to redistrict based off of, race. And for those wondering, how bad this map really is, look at this. Look at Louisiana 6. The 5th district looks okay, the 3rd fine. The big stink is over Louisiana 6. What is this? What do the voters of Shreveport have to do with the voters of Lafayette or Baton Rouge? What? I'm being serious. What do these voters have in common? The fact that you have to make the 6th district like this to comply with some nonsensical requirement should tell you everything about this entire situation. And the pathetic thing is, Republicans in Louisiana, for whatever reason, kind of folded on this. A couple months ago, they just allowed this. And that's a thing that pisses me off the most. There was a possibility a couple months ago to prevent this map from even occurring. But for whatever reason, Governor Landry decided, I'm not going to do anything about it, in order to screw over Garrett Graves. I don't care if Garrett Graves sucks or not. He's awful. He is one of the most atrocious congressmen. You're still giving Democrats a free House seat. You're going to get someone significantly worse than Garrett Graves. At least put up some kind of a fight. And Jeff Landry, sadly enough, he didn't do anything. In fact, he actually praised this map. He allowed it to pass, to give Democrats a free House seat. But because of the fact that the elections are till November, there still is time to get different maps, because this is egregious. Why is Shreveport in the same district as Lafayette and Baton Rouge? Why? And this isn't just a question for the Democrats to think, oh yeah, this is a fair district because it gives Democrats an extra House seat. I'm not just asking them. I'm asking the Republican Party of Louisiana, who were the ones that designed this. You could have gotten a district, I think in Letlow's seat, that while it was like plurality African American, it still was like a Trump +1 district. It would be competitive, but if you absolutely had a redistrict to give a garbage V or A district, you could theoretically have drawn something much more favorable. But for whatever reason, and there's a couple theories for why Republicans did this, they decided to target Garrett Graves. And the biggest reason is Jeff Landry hates Graves. And that's why he decided, instead of giving Letlow a much tougher seat, they gave Garrett Graves not a fun seat. I mean, for crying out loud, this is a Biden +20 district. Garrett Graves ain't winning that. No one is. And that's why, at least according to many people, why Jeff Landry backed this map back in January. He hates Garrett Graves. We will, of course, be seeking Supreme Court review. State Attorney General Liz Merrill said on social media, the jurisprudence and litigation involving redistricting has made it impossible to not have federal judges drawing maps. It's not right and they need to fix it. So what are you talking about? Are you saying that Section 2 is bad and it should be overturned? And if that's the case, I agree with you, but why didn't you try this back in January? It's just a very bizarre response by a Republican. I mean, if this is a big problem that the courts have to get involved with and that they got to take it up to the Supreme Court, why the hell did you wait until May to do something? Or are they arguing, no, this map is actually what we want? If that's the case, that this is the map you want, where Louisiana 6 looks like this, are you even a Republican at that point? That you want to give Democrats a free House seat? When you know damn well, never in a million years, Democrats would give a Republican a seat anywhere. Like, look at Massachusetts. It's going to be hard to win either way, but you could draw a map in Massachusetts that gives Republicans at least an opportunity to win a district. It's unlikely, but at least they have a chance. But even in Massachusetts, a D+80 state, it's D+30 or whatever, but even in that state, they don't take any chances. They draw a monstrosity like this. I mean, what is this? Democrats are allowed to draw this crap, but Republicans, they push this crap that gives Democrats a free House seat. But luckily for them, they have an opportunity to not only get rid of this terrible map, which as of now is not even the map, they have an opportunity to draw something halfway decent. And if you're forced to redistrict again and give Democrats a VRA protected district, you can draw a map, if it's Letlow's district, that while it's plurality African American, it still votes for Trump, or like it's Biden +1. It's so close, it's a toss-up district. That's a much better scenario than Garrett Graves' district being Biden +20. U.S. District Judges David Joseph and Robert Summerhays, both of whom were nominated to the bench by former President Trump, said the newest map violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment because race was the predominant factor driving its creation. And they're right. I thought we were equal. I thought the whole point was, we're all equal. It doesn't matter what race you are. We need equality. If that's the case, why isn't every group protected? Why does Section 2 only apply to certain groups? Some groups get protections, but others don't. A good example is in New York City with Orthodox Jewish voters. I mean, you can draw an Orthodox Jewish district, but they don't. Because guess what? It's a Republican district. It would be. So they split it up 15 ways, and that's it. So they're not protected because they would vote Republican, or be a 50-50 district, I should say. But based on how trends are going in New York, they would vote Republican. You get the point. The law doesn't protect them, but it's allowed to protect, Hispanic voters, African Americans, Asians, but not Orthodox Jewish voters in New York City. That you can draw a reasonable district that gives them representation. That's the biggest problem. It's hypocrisy. The Section 2 only protects certain groups. It doesn't protect every group. It looks only at certain groups based off of race, and that's it. The ruling meets continued uncertainty over what the November election map will look like. Another federal district judge, Shelley Dick of Baton Rouge, had earlier ruled in a separate lawsuit that the state is likely in violation of the Federal Voting Rights Act because it divides black voters not included in majority black District 2 among 5 other congressional districts. Dick dismissed that case after the new maps were passed. But Tuesday's ruling from the divided federal panel noted that outside of southeast Louisiana, the state's black population is dispersed. The majority criticized the new mostly black district, which stretched across the state from Shreveport in the northwest into southeast Louisiana, linking black populations from the Shreveport, Alexandria, Lafayette, and Baton Rouge metro areas. And that's a problem. Yes, Louisiana's, I think, 1/3 African American. The problem is, they're concentrated in certain parts of the state. And the only way to draw a map that, according to these people, are VRA compliant is you have to draw a monstrosity like this. You have to combine 4 different metro areas into one district. And it's in the name of equality or some BS like that. How is it fair to the voters of Lafayette, of the voters of Shreveport, that their cities and metro areas are gutted, in 3 different ways, just to be in the same district with someone halfway across the state? That, in reality, probably don't have much to do with each other. How is that fair to the voters? Just because they're race, that they have to be in the same district? What type of logic is that? And these people believe it. They really think, oh yeah, we should be dividing people based off of race. No, it should be based off of community of interest. And that's what, at least from what I'm understanding here, is what the court said. You drew this map in 4 different metros just for it to maybe pass. Joseph and Summerhays said they would not rule on the feasibility on creating a second majority black district that would comply with the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. However, we do emphasize that Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act never requires race to predominate in drawing congressional districts at the sacrifice of traditional districting principles, they wrote. And of this ruling, this might be the most significant thing. Because I've always wondered about this, and many others probably have as well. If you have to draw a district like this to comply with Section 2, is it really a good idea to even enforce the law? Again, you might say in some circumstances it might make sense. I still think it's a awful law, but in a circumstance like Louisiana, especially, why should it be enforced? It's unfair to the voters of Louisiana that they have to have a map like this in order to comply with a law that even the courts are starting to realize is a bit questionable. But either way, we got to see what happens. There is a chance, it's unlikely, but there is a chance that maybe Republicans do grow a spine and try to get through a map that, doesn't give Democrats a free House seat. But this is a developing story. We just got to see what happens. I think it could occur where Jeff Landry grows a spine and decides, hey, maybe it's a bad idea to make the map look like this to screw Garrett Graves over. Maybe we should try to get a map that, while it may not help Republicans, it's way better than whatever this is. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.